Hello everyone, so this is GS Mains Paper 3, October 2017, Part 2. So we have done till 4 topic, right? So this is the 5th topic, which is Prakash Singh versus Union of India. Now remember this case. Why? Just like you remember Keshwanand Bharati or K. Puttaswamy, right? All these cases, just similarly remember this case names, Prakash Singh versus Union of India, because this particular case is associated with police reforms, right? So in 2006, Supreme Court issued some directives in this particular case only on police reforms. So this is one of the most important case related to police reforms. So any question related to police reforms comes or internal security comes, do give a mention of Prakash Singh versus Union of India, and do tell that the government is yet to implement the directions which were given by Supreme Court. So let's talk about this. See, only strong public opinion can move the political class to implement the 2006 Supreme Court directives on police reforms which were given under Prakash Singh versus Union of India. Now Supreme Court in 2006 had issued 7 binding directions to implement those reforms, right? 11 years have passed, but states have taken only some grudging steps to implement the reforms. What does it show? It shows that they are not willing, or they are not ready to implement those reforms. They still want to control police as much as they can, right? Because of all these things, September 22 is now observed as Police Reform Day by Indian Police Foundation. Right. Now, what is Indian Police Foundation? It is a New Delhi based research organization which was inaugurated in 2015 to mount pressure on state government to implement Supreme Court directives. But the thing is, political authorities still have a strong hold over police and they don't want to give it up. Right. So, but the thing is, what is the way forward? What is the need of the hour? So the need of the hour is impartial and professional police force. Right. They are needed as criminal justice system cannot function without a healthy police as well as an investigative agency, right? So we need an impartial and professional police force, and just like political funding is an issue now, so we have to also make this police reform an issue. Only then political parties will pay a heed to it, right? Otherwise nothing will happen in this country and we'll keep on grudging or we'll keep on cursing police, right? And believe it or not, sooner you will be a part of it, sooner or later, right? So you have to pay heed to all these things, right? Okay. So let's talk about the next topic, which is Nobel Prize 2017 in different domains. Important from prelims point of view. They can ask, they generally don't ask it has been given to whom, they can ask on which particular subject it has been given, right? So let's deal with them one by one. So 2017 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, and do remember the year, because sometimes right now in 2018 they can ask about 2016. So we are right now dealing with 2017, but do also take a look at 2016 Nobel Prize winners, because you never know. See, UPSC is mad, they can ask anything, right? So 2017 Nobel Prize in Chemistry was jointly awarded to 3 persons for the development of cryo-electron microscopy. We will see what is cryo-electron microscopy. Now, what were those 3 people? No need to remember the name, but still, I will mention it. So these 3 people are Richard Henderson, Zazim Frank, and Jacques Dubochet. Hope I have pronounced their name correctly, right? Now, what is cryo-electron microscopy? Cryo-electron microscopy simplifies and improves the imaging of biomolecules. So you can argue with me that this particular thingy is related more to biology. See, in some areas, chemistry and biology will fuse. So this particular cryo-electron microscopy is a fusion of chemistry and biology, but the award has been given for chemistry only. So cryo-electron microscopy, chemistry, CC. So you can remember, right? Now 2017 Nobel Prize for Physics has been awarded to LIGO-Virgo collaboration for the detection of gravitational waves arising from merger of 2 black holes. Now LIGO, we know it is a United States based it is United States based, right? But what is Virgo? Virgo is again 6 countries of Europe are dealing with it. Italy and France are the main 2. Other 4 countries are Netherlands, Poland, Hungary and Spain. Now what are gravitational waves? So gravitational waves are ripples in the fabric of space-time caused by cataclysmic events in the universe, such as colliding black holes or neutron stars, right? These gravitational waves, now they don't get destroyed in a nutshell, right? So reading those gravitational waves, so study of those gravitational waves will tell you about the origin of universe, and it's all about origin of universe, right? So that is the whole thing. Okay, now the third one, that is Nobel Prize in Physiology. Physiology is same as medicine, so don't get confused. So 2017 Nobel Prize in Physiology of Medicine has been given to again 3 persons, Jeffrey C. Hall, Michael Rosbash and Michael W. Young, right? And why they have been given? Because they help unravel the genetic coding and protein pathways that regulates the circadian rhythm that rhythm. And what is circadian rhythm? It is a rhythm which tells us when it is time to eat and sleep or wake up, even when we have no bedside alarm, right? So that is circadian rhythm, and that based on that, Nobel Prize of Physiology or Medicine was given. Okay, now let's talk about the third topic for today and seventh topic overall in GS, means paper 3 October 2017. So the third topic is NITI Aayog's Draft National Energy Policy, DNEP. So NITI Aayog's Draft National Energy Policy predicts that between now and 2040, there will be a quantum leap in the uptake of renewable energy together with a drastic reduction in fossil fuel energy intensity. So this is the positive aspect, that uptake of renewable energy will increase, right? Very nice. But they also proposes that coal will fuel 67% of India's power generation in 2022. So that means 2/3 of India's power generation will be coming from coal. So we cannot discard them totally. On one hand, draft policy also tells that India's oil import dependence will continue to be at a higher level. But on the other hand, they don't say what we need to do to curtail such independence. So the thing is, drafting committees need to examine the paradigm shifts occurring in storage and electric vehicles to promote new technologies in renewable energy. I have told earlier also that Shah Rukh Khan has bought an electric vehicle. So if you people are rich, do buy electric vehicles instead of buying other things, right? If you are not rich, try to become rich, right? That is needed. Okay, fine. So again, the thing is, there is National Electric Mobility Mission Plan, NEMP, right? So based on that, we are planning that we will be replacing all vehicles by electric vehicles by 2030. So all these things are needed. We need electric vehicles to reduce pollution, right? So that's why we have to incentivize it. So that is all the thing. So again, you know what are the silver linings in this draft and national energy policy? They have been told about uptake of renewable energy. Even if you have not read it, you would have guessed it, right? But the negative things is, they are saying that this data is very important, that 2/3 of India's power sector will be fueled by coal, and India's oil import dependence will continue to grow. So that is the bad points which you need to remember also, both positive as well as negative aspects. Fine. Okay, now let's talk about need for bullet train. So again, this is going on and on. India, Japan, Born Homie, and all these things we are saying. Shinzo Abe is going to Gujarat, and everything is happening, right? But we have to understand whether this is all a fancy thingy or do we really need it. So again, there were 3 views on it, right? Now the first view, what is the first view saying? So the first view is saying that it is a wasteful project which only serves to deliver an illusory feel-good perception among the wealthy, right? So it will give us a feel-good perception that yes, China has it, so India is also having it, right? But the thing is, we have to understand the intricacies of it, because you are civil service aspirant. So let's understand the intricacies. See, only a handful of high-income countries with specific demographics have high-speed rail, right? HSR, that is high-speed rail, is not a is not a baby of all the countries. Only few high-income countries with specific demographics have high-speed rail, while many have failed in their efforts or have abandoned it after studying it. And what is the example of such country? Argentina is such country. The main problem is viability given the huge cost involved, right? Now, Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail cost around rupees 1 lakh crore. Right? Now, many business analysts has pointed out that the repayment amount will amount to rupees 1.5 lakh crore over 20 years, allowing for exchange rates and comparative inflation. And 1.5 lakh crores, they are saying now that Japan has given us loan on a very zero interest rate, approximately zero interest rate, but still we have to pay 1.5 lakh crore. So you can see that India is a poor country. It's not a very rich country, and for us, for our fiscals, 1.5 lakh crore is indeed an appreciable amount, right? So the first view is saying that instead of showing all these, chutzpah, I should not be using this word, but instead of saying all this stupidity, railway should need to invest. Don't write that word anywhere, right? So instead of doing all these things, railway need to invest on new tracks and upgrading services for 90% of traveling public. So railway need to invest on new tracks and upgrading services, because that is the area where 90% of India's public travel. So that is what is the first opinion. Now second opinion will support this bullet train, of course. Now what they are saying that HSR is high speed rail. Now they are saying that HSR will increase investment in infrastructure, it will ignite economy, and it will create jobs, right? Now despite being in third largest railway network, despite having third largest railway network in the world, right, India does not have a single high-speed corridor, and 15 countries worldwide have high-speed rail fraternity. So they are 15 countries worldwide are a part of high-speed rail fraternity. Now they are also saying, the second view is also saying that for averting accidents, attitude of all those in railways from a gangman to the railway minister has to change to give highest priority to safety when it comes to investment, operation, maintenance of the rail network. So they are saying that both can go hand in hand. It's not like you cannot do innovation if you're doing renovation, right? So both of the things, or what do you say? Yeah, exactly. So all these things can go at the same time, right? So they are saying that both investment in renovation and upgradation of conventional railways are necessary, and we should take a curve from China which has developed, or we can take a cue from China which has developed a network of 22,000 kilometers of HSR over past 15 years. But it's all about, see, this is the point they have said. I can give you a counterpoint that we should not be following China on each and every issue, right? Just because China is doing that, we should not be doing the same. We have to see our things also. China started 20-30 years before us on the capitalist path, right? So we have to take everything into account. Fine. Now the thing is, again, the second view is continuously saying that unlike air travel, which is expensive and less energy efficient, bullet trains will make the stations en route hubs for economic and industrial growth. So these are all the positive points which you can note down for bullet train. In the first view, you have got all the negative points. Now let's see what is the third view. So third view is saying that projects should be financially be able to run and would be upgraded by in-house expertise. So if they're saying that if you want to run high-speed railway, very nice, but you should at least have an in-house expertise to deal with the problems of high-speed railway, which we don't have. So, and again, they are also saying that HSR is a highly capital-intensive project, and above all, India just doesn't have the technology for running trains at high speeds. They are also saying that HSR line will need a ridership of at least 50 million passengers a year at inflated ticket rates to become profitable, and in that scenario air fares might become very competitive. So that is the view of the third person, right? So that is all. So you have got each and every view, and every aspect is covered of bullet train. So based on this particular article and all these views, you can always write a great answer on bullet train or any question related to infrastructure in railways. Okay, now let's talk about some one-liners. So MIC and IUC. What is MIC and what is IUC? So MIC is mobile termination charge, and IUC is interconnection usage charge. Now what is MIC? Mobile termination charge means, suppose you are an Airtel customer and you are calling to Vodafone. Now suppose because of some reason the call got terminated. So you were Airtel, right? You call to Vodafone. Now the Vodafone will be giving you some money because of the termination thingy. So it will depend upon who is terminating whose call, and based on that the charges will be given to one another. Means Airtel will give to Vodafone or vice versa. So that is mobile termination charge. Interconnection usage charge means, so suppose I am a Vodafone customer and I call to an Airtel customer. See, if this IUC would not have been there, then there could have been case like if I am calling from Airtel to Vodafone, then Vodafone would have felt that, dude, I'm not getting any benefit from it. This is an Airtel customer, so I will cut this call and all those things. So interconnection usage charge allow a smooth operation between different operators, right? So interconnection usage charge is, again, if Airtel is calling to Vodafone, so Airtel will pay some money to Vodafone. So that is interconnection usage charge, right? So this is MIC and IUC. Just remember the basic fundas of it, because it keeps on coming in every newspaper here and there. Now the second point is olive Ridley sea turtle. Again, winter has come, so olive Ridley sea turtle migration has started. We are not concerned with where they are going, where they are staying, and we know in Odisha and all those coastal areas they are coming, right? But we have to understand on IUC and red list what is their status. So they are vulnerable. Now COP23, right? Conference of Parties 23 is going on. It is going on in Bonn. Generally I get confused and I associate Bonn with Switzerland, but it is not in Switzerland. Bonn is in Germany. Fine. And again, the fourth important one-liner is NASA's Mars Reconnaissance orbiter. Now that is going on, that's fine. Now Reconnaissance orbiter is coming, so you will understand it is associated with Mars. They can generally give you in prelims, match the following. This is associated with what? Juno is associated with what? Right? Hygienes is associated with what? Cassini and all those things. What you have to understand is what is the difference between orbiter, lander and rover. So orbiter will orbit around a celestial object, right? The lander will land on that particular celestial object but will not move. And what is rover? So rover will also land on that particular celestial object, and it will also move on that particular celestial object. So that is orbiter, lander and rover. So this was about this particular part, and I think 3 or more parts will be needed because there were many important news in October 2013 related to GS Mains paper 3. Plus I have covered some important news from other current or static parts also. Fine. So again, we'll discuss all those things in the next video. Thank you.